I'm Tikatee with Questline Esports, and here's everything you need to know about Zarya. Zarya's passive is her energy. Any damage blocked by her barriers will increase her energy level, which increases the amount of damage done by her weapon. At 100% charge, you'll deal twice as much damage compared to 0%. Your energy is shown near your crosshair and will deplete over time. Also, Zarya's energy level is visually indicated on her model by how bright she's glowing, so you'll want to keep your distance if the enemy Zarya looks shinier than usual. Her primary fire shoots her particle cannon, which fires a short-range beam. As with other beam-type weapons, this cannot headshot, but will ignore many defensive abilities such as D.Va's Defense Matrix and Orisa's Javelin Spin. Her secondary fire also shoots her particle cannon, but this time lobs a large projectile that will deal splash damage wherever it hits. This is best used for lobbing damage into out-of-reach backline heroes or for maximizing damage against grouped-up opponents such as those caught in your ultimate. Zarya's first and second abilities are called Particle and Projected Barrier. These two abilities share a cooldown and 2 charges. Your first ability will protect Zarya herself with a barrier, and the second will project it onto an ally. Whichever they use, these barriers all share the same properties and cooldowns. These barriers, or bubbles as they're often called, will block all incoming damage to the target as well as nullify most crowd control effects. The barrier can be broken, but any instance of damage that destroys it, even if it exceeds the barrier's health, will still be completely blocked. This means that barriers can be used to effectively block extremely damaging abilities such as D.Va's ultimate. Zarya's ultimate is Graviton Surge. Zarya will launch a projectile that expands into a gravity well that will trap enemy heroes inside for the duration. Enemies will still be able to shoot and use their abilities, but won't be able to use movement to escape the grab. This is an extremely strong ultimate that can often wipe entire teams with enough follow-up, but keep in mind that due to its projectile nature, it can be blocked or even countered by things like D.Va's Defense Matrix or even Genji's Deflect. Zarya fills the role of an enabler, which means she's best used in tandem with other playmakers to get a fight going. Zarya lacks when it comes to movement or overall tankiness compared to other tanks in the roster, but the flexibility of her barriers allows her to easily add value to any situation. Due to her short range, she'll want to get in close to deal damage, but will rely heavily on her barriers to keep herself healthy during an extended teamfight. My advice is to be smart with your barrier cooldowns. It's tempting to use them before a fight starts to get some energy charge in so you can deal more damage, but it's usually worth waiting until you can react to a large source of damage, such as important cooldowns. And keep in mind that since your barriers can be used on your allies as well as yourself, sometimes these opportunities will be found by your teammates before you. Don't be afraid to lean on aggressive playmakers within your team to find the most value for your barriers. Now get out there and don't let the enemies burst your bubble.